Hollow Knight is one of my favorite games of all time. It presents a beautifully atmospheric, yet hauntingly post-apocalyptic world to discover. And who better than to explore said world than a character with an enriching, diverse moveset that is easy to understand and fluid to control? This guy. This little guy right here. Everyone who is familiar with the popular platform fighting game Super Smash Bros. Ultimate has at least thought about what it might be like to take a character from a beloved game and adapt them into Smash. I, like many people, have had ideas about how certain characters could function, but never have I seen such untapped potential for a Smash Bros. Inspired moveset than the Knight from Hollow Knight. His core moveset in his source game translates into Smash so ridiculously well that I took it upon myself to show what it might look like if the Knight was in Super Smash Bros. Now, I know I'm not the only one who's had the same thought, and so, to take my concept one step further, I am presenting to you a fully animated moveset! Yes, I animated sprites for every single move in the Knight's kit, because I'm crazy. And stupid. Also, before I forget, this moveset video will feature spoilers for the entirety of Hollow Knight. So if you've gotten this far into the video and haven't played or beaten Hollow Knight yet, and if you don't want to be spoiled, this is your warning right now to click off the video and then scroll down a little bit and hit the little thumbs up button. You like the video. I spent a lot of time making this. I'd appreciate if you like it. And then also, subscribe to the channel. I got a lot of content. It's cool. I got more content coming along the way eventually. And then, while you're at it, go buy Hollow Knight. It's like 15 bucks. The game's a steal. It's also great, and it's like available on Nintendo eShop, it's available on Steam. Alright, anyway, sorry about that. Anyway, this introduction has gone on long enough, so let's get into the basics of how the Knight will play. Here he is. He's cute, isn't he? Anyway, before we get into the actual moveset, we gotta talk basics. The Knight is a short character, about the same size as Pichu, and speaking of whom, the Knight is also one of the lightest characters in the game, weighing about the same weight as Jigglypuff. The Knight would have an average running speed, but poor air acceleration, and be a bit of a fast faller. In addition to his grounded jump, the Knight also has access to one mid-air jump, which takes inspiration from the Monarch Wings ability obtained in the source game. Here's a demonstration of the Knight's short hops and full hops. Finally, the Knight has access to a wall jump, inspired by the Mantis Claw ability that can also be obtained in the source game. There is one other detail I haven't mentioned yet, but we'll get there later into the video. For now, let's talk about the normals. Normals are a character's standard grounded attacks. These include a character's jab, dash attack, tilt attacks, and smash attacks. For the Knight's jab, he does a very quick slice in front of him with his nail. It deals decent damage for a move of its speed, maybe around 7.5%, but its main use is to be a fast option in front of the Knight. His dash attack is the Shade Dash, which takes inspiration from the Knight's Shadow Dash ability when equipped with the Sharp Shadow Charm. The move isn't very strong, but it comes out relatively quickly, and has a low end lag, so it sets up for combos very nicely. It even has a bit of invincibility, right as the Knight begins to become enveloped in the Abyss substance, which mimics the Shadow Dash's ability to phase through opponents. For the forward tilt, the Knight quickly lunges the tip of his nail in front of him, effectively stabbing anyone on the receiving end. I always found it a bit strange that characters in Hollow Knight only swing their nails to attack. So I came up with this original attack to explore the nail's potential. The forward tilt's purpose is to be a relatively quick poke in front of the Knight that has a little bit more range than his jab, and it can be angled up or down. The up tilt is an arcing nail swing above the Knight, which also happens to be one of his basic attacks in the source game. This move is designed to be the Knight's best combo starter, as it's very fast with low knockback, so it can combo into itself at low percents, and then combo into a variety of the Knight's other attacks as well. The down tilt is this low profile head bash that takes inspiration from the animation the Knight does when he uses his focus ability while equipping the Shape of Un charm. It allows the Knight to move while focusing, and he does this little squirmy crawling animation that I thought was funny. It also reminded me of Olimar's down tilt, so I figured it could work as an attack. The knight's forward smash is the Great Slash. He pulls his nail back, and then triumphantly swings his nail across his body for a powerful attack. It has a little bit of startup, but the Great Slash is the knight's most powerful normal attack, so landing this move is worth the wait. Also, whenever the knight is charging any of his smash attacks, little charging particles appear that are taken straight out of Hollow Knight whenever he charges a nail art attack. This is purely cosmetic, however. The down smash is the Cyclone Slash. This is a multi-hit attack that begins and ends in front of the knight, and the final hit always sends the opponent in the direction the knight is facing. It has a little bit of end lag though, since the knight strikes a cool pose at the end, so try not to miss or have this move be blocked. Finally, for the up smash, actually, I'll save this one for later. For now, we'll cover the knight's aerial attacks. The knight's aerials are pretty simple to understand, with a couple of them having some interesting properties. The forward aerial is a quick nail slice in front of him, similar to his jab. With quick startup and almost no end lag or landing lag, the knight's forward air makes for a very reliable attack that also has potential for horizontal combo extensions. The neutral air has the knight stretch out his limbs outward to summon void tendrils that extend all around his body. This move took inspiration from the Thorns of Agony charm in the Source game. When attacked with the charm equipped, after a moment, the knight would counterattack with the same void tendrils, only much larger. I wanted to find a way to make the Thorns of Agony work in the knight's moveset, but I also didn't want to assign one of his special moves to a counter, because there are already so many goddamn counters in Smash. So I think this rendition of the Thorns of Agony works just fine. For the knight's back air, he summons the Dream Shield, another charm from Hollow Knight, and thrusts it behind him for a powerful attack. In Hollow Knight, the Dream Shield would orbit around the knight and be able to block one incoming attack before being destroyed for a limited amount of time. What's cool about his back air is that it has the same properties as it would in the base game. Kinda like Palutena's back air, the Dream Shield has full invincibility and, while attacking, can block other attacks, but it can only block one attack. Once it blocks an attack, it disappears, with only the center of the shield remaining. The attack will continue, but the knight will get hit by another attack. The knight's up air is an arcing nail swing above the knight, similar to his up tilt. The move has a lot of utility and is great for juggling and extending vertical combos. The down air is an arcing nail swipe below the knight, and if you hit the move at the right time, it will spike your opponent. But that's not the only cool thing about this move. If the knight's down air makes contact with an opponent, their shield, or a projectile, the knight will bounce right off it. He's also able to act out of this bounce while remaining airborne. This feature is taken right out of the Source game, as the nail bounce is one of the knight's best mobility tools when fighting enemies. Well, that takes care of the aerials. Now it's time to get to the fun part of the moveset, the specials. Alright, so I lied. Before we get into the specials, let's rewind a little bit. Remember when I said, there is one other detail I haven't mentioned yet, but we'll get there later into the video. Oh yeah, it's gimmick time. Introducing the Soul Gauge. Throughout his journey in Hollow Knight, the knight obtains several powerful spells that he can perform as long as he has enough soul. Soul is a resource that plays a large role in the knight's core gameplay, and as such, it will play an important role in the knight's moveset in Smash as well. Each of the knight's spells will use up a bit of your soul, represented by this gauge, and when you're all out of soul, you won't be able to perform any of these moves until you replenish your soul supply. But how do you get more soul? Well, just like in Hollow Knight, you get your soul back by striking your opponents. But unlike other characters with resource management quirks, like Joker's Rebellion Gauge or Cloud's Limit Meter, the Soul Gauge does not refill over time, it does not refill when you take damage, and it doesn't even refill when you lose a stock. You can only refill your soul by attacking your opponent. With that taken care of, let's talk about the Knight's signature move and neutral special, Focus. By pressing and holding the B button, the Knight will stop in his tracks and focus for about a second. Afterwards, the Knight will heal himself about 17% and use up 2 notches on the soul gauge. You can cancel the focus charge by simply letting go of the B button before the charge is complete. If the Knight only has 1 or no notches left in the soul gauge, a failing animation will play if you attempt to complete the focus. I know this seems like a lot of percent that's being healed, but keep in mind that the Knight is very, very light, and even 1 heal from a focus could be critical for his survival. Also, this isn't the only move in his kit that uses soul, so if he were to prioritize focus and nothing else, he would be missing out on a whole bunch of other cool moves, like his side special, Vengeful Spirit. The Knight unleashes a powerful projectile that quickly travels full screen towards the direction the Knight is facing. Vengeful Spirit costs 1 notch on the soul gauge. If you have no soul left, the Knight still goes through the animation, but no projectile will appear, leaving the Knight vulnerable to attack. The down special is the Desolate Dive. The Knight will propel himself midair and charge soul energy into his fist for a moment, then crash into the ground, creating a destructive explosion all around him. This move costs 1 notch of soul. Similar to Yoshi's ground pound, there is a hitbox when the Knight jumps into the air to charge the Desolate Dive, but only if the move is used on the ground. If used in the air, the Knight will simply suspend midair before descending. There is a hitbox on the way down before hitting a surface, which will also spike opponents and combo them into the landing crash hitbox. However, there is no way to cancel this move, so if you use Desolate Dive with no ground beneath you, it's gonna be a very long way down. If you attempt this move with no soul, the Knight will still attempt to charge soul midair, but instead of plummeting, he'll enter an untechable tumble state, and he won't be able to move until he hits the ground. This also means that if you use this variation above no ground, you'll just tumble into the lower blast zone, and you'll be forced to watch, and that will make you very sad. The Knight's up special is the Crystal Dash. If you press and hold the B button while holding up on the control stick at the same time, the Knight will freeze in place and begin charging the Crystal Dash for about a second. Once the charging animation ends, let go of the B button and the Knight will rapidly propel himself forward for a time before halting his momentum and ending the move. The move in full looks like this. There are actually a few interesting things to note about this move. First is that you can actually angle this move in up to 8 different directions. Once the charge is complete, simply move the stick in the direction you want to go in, let go of the B button, and voila, you're schmovin'. Also, when you're in the movement phase of the Crystal Dash, you can cancel the move early by hitting the L or R trigger, or whatever you have set to your air dodge. What's even cooler about this move is that it doesn't put you into a helpless freefall state after the move ends, so you can still attack, air dodge, or even double jump if you still have it. Finally, just like in Hollow Knight, the Crystal Dash doesn't use any soul, so feel free to use this whenever you like. Now, hold up. I know what you're thinking. You made such a big deal about soul and the Knight only has 3 moves that use it? No, my impatient but valuable viewer. He has 4 moves that use soul. The Knight's up smash is the Hallowing Wraiths. He lifts his head towards the sky and unleashes a large group of spirits that wail in agony. This is a multi-hit attack with a lot of vertical range that deals a lot of damage and an insane amount of knockback, all for the cost of only 1 notch on the soul gauge. Obviously, because the Hallowing Wraith uses soul, this is the Knight's most powerful smash attack. Okay, with all that out of the way, let's take things down a notch and show you what his grab and throws look like. The Knight's grab and throws are fairly basic. He grabs you with his arm, nub, thing, and strikes the opponent with his knee for his pummel attack. I was thinking about how to incorporate elements from Hollow Knight into his throws, all while having them still be functional and readable. So I pulled from one of my favorite charms, the Weaverlings. And here's all of the throws right now. Now, before I reveal the final smash, it's time to show off some taunts. Since these are pretty simple, I'll make this section brief. For the up taunt, one of our Weaverling friends shows up again, seeking more attention. The down taunt has the knight pull out his map and inspect it briefly, before putting it away and returning back to idle. For the side taunt, you're gonna love this one. The knight gathers all of his strength for a moment, before releasing his energy, and then... No. This isn't flatulence. This is just the Defender's Crest, another charm that the knight can equip in Hollow Knight. In the source game, it leaves an area of effect around the knight that damages any opponent within its smelly range. And, for added fun, the Defender's Crest for this moveset also deals damage, although not a whole lot of damage. The Pungent Cloud also doesn't follow the knight here, and it remains in the spot it was spawned until it goes away after about a second. This cloud is similar to Piranha Plant's Poison Cloud. Being inside the cloud deals damage, but it doesn't make you flinch, so you can just walk out of it whenever you feel like, which hopefully is as soon as possible. Anyway, the last thing that needs to be covered is the final smash. I call this final smash Into the Void. It takes inspiration from the final moments of the Radiance boss fight. Only this time, the Void mistakes the opponent that gets hit with the Dream Nail as the Radiance, and drags them into the Abyss regardless. I really don't think the Sandbag deserved that, but there's nothing really we can do about it now. The good news is that the Knight doesn't die after ripping its mask off and becoming one with the Void. So, at least there's a silver lining somewhere. If the opponent is over 100% after the attack finishes, the opponent will instantly be KO'd. Otherwise, they'll just be launched like any other normal Final Smash. And there you have it. That's the Knight's full moveset in 24 frames of animated glory. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like the video if you... Wait. There's something I forgot. I did? What could I be forgetting that I'm not... Kirby! Of course we can't leave out Kirby in a moveset video. Here's what he looks like when he inhales the Knight and copies his power. And here's Kirby performing Focus. Like the Knight, Kirby will also get a soul gauge, but unlike the Knight, Kirby's Focus only uses one notch of soul. However, when Kirby runs out of soul, he'll automatically give up his copy ability, similar to what he does after running out of ink as Inkling Kirby. Alright, and that should complete the Knight's animated moveset. If you made it this far into the video, I just want to give a huge thank you. I know this video took a really long time to make, and I appreciate everyone that stuck around to the end. If you like this video and want to show support, give it a like and share with your friends, or even your enemies. I plan on making more of these in the future, so if you don't want to miss out on another fully animated Smash Bros. Moveset concept video, you should think about subscribing to the channel. I also have a few different video ideas in the works as well, so you won't want to miss those either. Finally, if you liked the moveset, if you had any different ideas for possible moves for the Knight, or if you even had ideas for movesets for other characters, let me know in the comments. I read all the comments and I usually reply to questions as long as you're nice about it. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate the support. And I'll see you guys in the next video. But for now, later.